back. We're live. I mean, we're in Indianapolis again. I don't think you knew where we were over the course of the show. I don't think we've probably even told you yet. But we are in Indianapolis, Indiana, the show. FDIC 2009. You guys are aware of what it is. I know. But I'm back, and you can't get rid of me. So I'm not going to mention the heat again, I promise. That'll be the only time. Listen, super excited again. I've now got another huge vendor, a great manufacturer of another PPE product. And who I have with me here now is Tom Reagan, the president of Shelby Gloves. Tom, can't thank you enough for coming over to see me.
Thank you for having me here. Glad to be a part of it.
How's the show been so far?
You know, the show has been really good. The traffic's good. A lot of exciting products. It's good to hear customers come back and point to your product and say, we've been using that product for years, we love it. Keep doing what you're doing. I got to imagine with the scale of Shelby Gloves and who you actually work with, that there are a lot of people that are coming by your booth and saying that you have a great product. There are, and you get a lot of good opinions and ways to improve your product as well. Well, improvement is everything. I mean, a lot of our distributors, I'm a distributor, a lot of our vendors that have come by have said mainly the first thing they've been leading in with is, okay, we listen to firefighters, we pay attention to what they say, and we go ahead and build a product that's worthwhile. And I know that Shelby does this. That's why we work with Shelby. Explain to me a little bit about what you're bringing to the show this year. Is there anything new out there? Well, what we do is we understand that fire departments spend a lot of time and energy and money on their turnouts. They evaluate them, they buy them, they do evaluations and decide what they like and what they don't like. That's a big ticket item to purchase compared to a glove. So what we're trying to do is to make sure that the gloves that go on the fireman's hands, along with their turnouts, offers the same level of protection. Yeah, so fire departments, you're right. I mean, I've seen this being a fireman myself. We do. We put all of our stock into the most expensive items out there. And while gloves aren't certainly cheap, people cheapen the experience by buying all those big ticket items, and then they say, I'm just going to get a glove. Right. Well, Bill, why would they do that? Well, first of all, a lot of people do buy on price. That's Tom's, right? But what we're trying to do is to determine, you know, are you getting the same level of protection with your hands, which in most cases are closest to the fire, right? Absolutely. It's the working piece of equipment that you go in with. So, but you know, in turnouts today, you have to use a thermally stable barrier system, a barrier system that protects the firefighter from blood and common fireground chemicals. Sure. Okay? But in gloves, some manufacturers use polyurethane barriers to protect those firemen's hands, while in turnouts, you can't use polyurethane because several years back there were durability issues with polyurethane used to be used in the turnout gear. Right. They did studies on it. They found out it wasn't great for the application, so they took it out. It's not allowed anymore. That's correct, but it is still used in some gloves, not Shelby gloves. So why is it people are still using polyurethane? I mean, what's out there that you could use? Some people use polyurethane simply because of price. Okay. Okay. Or because they put a glove on and they go, gosh, this feels good. But what always feels good doesn't offer the best level of protection. Sure. All of the Shelby products use thermally stable PTFE barriers. We partner with the world leader in barrier technologies, and that company is W.L. Gore. Everybody knows the W.L. Gore name. I mean, Gore is huge when it comes to barriers in PPE products. So this is exclusive with you guys. You don't deal with anybody else than W.L. Gore. That's correct. So you've partnered with the best. We partner with the best. They're the world leader. We're a leader in firefighter hand protection, so it's a great marriage. So what we're trying to do is, this, for example, is our Gore RT7100 barrier that is laminated to a thermal liner. It's cut and sewn so that a large hand gets a large liner. An extra small hand gets an extra small liner. Not an oversized system like this. So this is a polyurethane insert with a glued-in thermal liner. I got to be honest, this actually looks like something you'd wear at CSI. I mean, to me, it looks like some sort of crime scene investigation glove. Why is it so big on the outside? Are people putting this in their gloves? That goes inside of an average fire glove that you sell, whether it be a small, medium, or large. Would you wear it? And this is what we put in our gloves. This is where Shelby is uniquely different than any of the competition out there. We cut and sew it, we seam seal it. We have these tabs applied to the tips of the fingers so that we never have a liner pull out. We've been making fire gloves for a long time, and we don't get the phone call with people saying we have liner pull-out with your product. That's a big plus. That means people are going to come back and buy the product again.
That was, I will say, the bane of many firefighters' existence for a long period of time. They would get themselves into gloves, and I'll tell you what, your hands are useless. Once they pull out on that fire ground, you can spend the next 20 minutes that you could spend in the building trying to get your fingers back into that glove.
Trying to get the right fingers back in the right finger holes.
So you've engineered it so they're not going to come out.
That's right. Shelby liners do not pull out. This liner system is inside of this shell. This is a very soft, it's made of grain bull elk. We call it big bull elk. It's a Shelby FDP for fit, durability, and performance. The palm side of this glove is brushed pigskin, the most abrasion-resistant leather used in any fire glove.
And abrasives, obviously, I mean, are the one thing that ruins the hands on a glove. Because let's face it, in the fire industry, we are not grabbing, you know, the good china at grandma's house. We're grabbing some pretty nasty stuff.
Absolutely, and this is where you get the highest durability product in the palm and the softest, most flexible on the back of the hand.
It definitely looks supple on the back compared to, it's almost armored on the inside, but it certainly looks like it's moving with you.
Yes, it does. All of this is surrounded over this. The barrier that's protecting the hands from blood and chemicals, as well as water, because there's a lot of water used in fire application.
So we've got heat protection in there. We've got a moisture barrier which keeps the water out. I mean, and I noticed that you guys, like a good glove manufacturer, is going to make custom gloves, meaning we can have gauntlet cuffs, we can have wristlets. I mean, tell us some of the options we can get when it comes to
This is actually a wristlet that's used on, it's a Nomex wristlet, and we use black Nomex. Most companies out in the field use white. We decided to use black because we know that when Nomex is exposed to temperatures greater than what the intent of this glove was designed and tested for, Nomex will change colors. So if you've got a Shelby glove with a black wristlet and it's changed colors, then you know that this glove has been exposed to temperatures greater than what it was intended.
All right, so this makes, for the viewers out there, this makes a ton of sense. I mean, it's another indication of how Shelby is going out and letting the firefighter know that their equipment may be compromised. Again, it's an investment that you're making into your hands. This is not simply just a cover while you're wearing your really nice turnout gear. Is this the case?
Absolutely. And you know, there's a lot of gloves. It seems like now there's a glove of the week coming out on the market. And what the fire service has learned over the past couple of years is that glove thickness is directly related to thermal protection. So I can build you a really thin glove which is going to feel good and until you get into a hot structural fire environment, and then you're going to wish that you had on your NFPA compliant Shelby gloves.
Now, firefighting gloves, that's one thing. I mean, that's why we're here. We're all firefighters out there. We all want to get ourselves in a good pair of firefighting gloves, structural firefighting gloves, but let's face it, Shelby doesn't just do firefighting structural gloves. What else do we have? I mean, there's got to be a lot of different models.
You know, we make everything from extrication gloves to gloves that protect professional beekeepers' hands.
You're in the bee. Is it okay if I call you honey? That's my good joke for the day. That's all I got, folks. That's my A material. All right, back to, sorry. So we've got beekeeper gloves, but in the, let's see, the EMS realm or in the emergency responder realm, I mean, do you have proximity gloves? Can we offer a full range of products for people?
Sure, we have proximity gloves. We have wildland firefighting gloves. We have rope, yes, we do. We have rope rescue gloves. We have auto extrication gloves. So most every application to where a firefighter would need hand protection, we got a glove for that. Right, and you know, it's not always, you know, some people can say, well, can you make an all-in-one glove? And I would answer that by saying, well, you wouldn't wear a wildland turnouts into a structural fire. So we would rather have a glove that's designed specifically for each application.
It's one of my favorite phrases out there, which is the jack of all trades, master of none. I mean, if we had designed an all-in-one glove, what are we essentially doing? We're taking away from one of those aspects, and I think that's critical in gloves because, again, our hands are our first things on everything that we do.
That's right.
So, you know, I got to tell you, always impressive to see Shelby gloves. You have a booth here at FDIC. You guys travel to all the major shows, correct?
That's correct.
All right, through Firematic, folks, you can get the Shelby gloves. I mean, this is not new for us. We've always, you know, enjoyed getting into the handwear and the PPE realm. We're going to stand with Shelby on these. Come see us. Come onto our webpage. That's Firefighter. Firefighter. I'm losing my mind at this point in the day. www.firematic.com. Shopfirematic.com if you want to get up and look around and see what we have. Again, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Excellent time time seeing you. I know you've been busy at the show.
Thanks for the opportunity.
We've got something else up for you now, but we'll be back soon.
Thank you.